What's up there, Brotherhood channel? This is the Federation here, and I'm commentating over a battle Venansula sent me. That is Venansula, who's playing as Parthia, and Destroyer of Worlds, playing as Rome, playing against two members of the AVA clan, being Granitor, who's playing as Rome, and Papercut, who's playing as the Seleucids. So here's the Parthian build and the Roman build, just to save myself a little bit of time once we actually get into the battle. And just to go over what's happening on this channel, obviously there haven't been too many uploads on it recently, so if you'd like to see one of your battles, ideally with other Bear Clan members, but if you have a really good battle that's just you, then I'll take a look at it, so send it to me and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, mainly let's get some battles that are some 2 vs 2, 3 vs 3 Bear Clan battles. So here is Destroyer's build, since we didn't get to see it in the load up screen. He's got 3 Auxiliary Cav, 4 Praetorian Guard, 5 Hastati, Auxiliary Slinger, and 2 Auxiliary Slingers, 2 Velites, as well as a Legatus General. Seleucid player has got 4 Pikemen, 5 Eastern Slingers, 2 Thorax Swords, an Indian Armored Elephant, 2 Hellenic Cataphracts, 2 Median Cav. The Roman player for the AVA clan, Granitor, has Legionary Cohort, Evocati Cohort, 2 Evocatis and 2 Legionaries, an Auxiliary Infantry, another Evocati and Legionary on his left flank, Asaki Equites Extraordinari, and 3 Legionary Cav, or 2 Legionary Cav and Associate Equites, and then a Auxiliary African Elephant, as well as just 2 Balearic Slingers. So something to note about the Roman build is he does have these Auxiliary African Elephants. In my opinion, not really cost effective, since they cost almost as much as the other types of elephants, but die incredibly easily, and don't have the mass necessary to really make a difference. So over here, Destroyer of Worlds gets his Cav, which are superior cavalry, into these Legionary and Saki Equites. So this should go fairly well for him. It's going to be a pretty cost-effective engagement. Granitor does get his auxiliary infantry into that fight, but Destroyer also gets his Hastati, and he manages to fend off the elephants with his Velites. Now over here, Venansula is microing his Noble Blood Cav to give the Seleucid player problems, and what the Seleucid player should have done is just keep a steady pike line, keep them straight. It'll make it very hard for Cav to get through, but instead he's moving them all around, moving them side to side, and Venansula can just slip that Noble Cav right in. Over here, Granitor's Cav are beginning to rout. Destroyer is also losing one, but he's able to pull it out with still about half the unit left. And now he can get in his heavy hitters. His Praetorian Guard are entering the fight. And that's going to be pretty bad for Granitor, who still is leaving some of his army well out of the fight. Venansula has mopped up quite a few of these skirmishers with his Noble Cav. And he's also gotten this Cav engagement. And I didn't get to show it this time, but the last time I recorded this battle, which got corrupted, you could see that the Seleucid player hit trample once the engagement was already entered, which means that 1, he doesn't get the charge bonus, 2, he does get the fatigue penalty. So if you do get in that kind of situation where you've already been hit and it's too late to hit trample, don't hit trample, because then at least you get the bonus of keeping your guys fresh for longer. Now over here, the Roman player for AVA, Granitor, has sent his African elephants into this infantry fight, but they're just not getting kills because he sent them in right at the back and he didn't keep them moving. So even though he did get them into infantry, which is normally what you want to do with elephants, just get them into some heavy infantry, he sent them into the wrong angle, and yeah, they weren't able to be effective. They got stuck. Over here we see these Indian war elephants, which cleaned up 2 of the Median Cav for the Seleucids. And over here, the Seleucid player sends his armored elephants right into the front of these Eastern Cataphracts. And although Indian armored elephants are incredibly powerful, if they're going into the front of a heavily armored unit like Eastern Cataphracts, they don't have the mass to just push them away. And so what's going to happen is these Indian armored elephants get stuck, and they don't get many kills. As you can see now, they're on only 14 kills, and that's just not enough when you're spending 1900 or 1800 or whatever it is they cost on 1 unit. You've got to do better with that, and the key to that is to keep the elephants moving. So the Roman elephants are going to rout with only 36 kills, which is incredibly low after you've spent 1,400. These units of Destroyer are going to continue to mop up. Over here, seeing as he has the Praetorian Guard, not too much Granitor can do about that. Venansula has gotten his general into these Eastern Slingers, and his general's just going to start picking up kills pretty quickly. And yeah, this Indian Armored Elephant is still not getting kills. It's still on only 37. Now what the Seleucid player should be doing is microing this elephant, getting him to move all around here, and even though that means you're pulling through a unit so you don't get the melee defense bonus and melee defense drops to 0, armored elephants aren't about their melee defense. As you can see, they only have 16, so you don't really lose too much when you pull them through. The main thing that does happen is that they can stomp over a lot of units and start picking up a lot of kills. And you're actually going to see right here, once they start to retreat, now all of a sudden they're getting kills. Why is that? Because they're moving. So you can see that if the Seleucid player started moving his elephants sooner, yeah, look at that. Just in the seconds they were routing, they got more kills than when they were staying in and fighting. So that's really the key to elephants, is if you're going to spend that much money on them, you also have to spend an equal amount of time microing them. So yeah, that's important to watch. And yeah, good game to both players involved on both sides, so Destroyer of Worlds and Venansula, as well as Granitor and Paper Cut. So as you can see, they ended up with 91 kills after, while they were in the fight, they only got about 30 or 40. But yeah, once they start moving, they did start to pick up some kills. Venansula clearly did quite a nice job in microing his Noble Bloodcav, picked up a lot of the slingers of the Seleucids, and even his slingers did pretty well, just picking out the pikemen as the battle went on. And Destroyer's auxiliary cav were quite deadly. I'm assuming they swept into the back of the skirmishers or infantry fights. Even these Hastati did well, so they probably ended up hitting the Roman auxiliary infantry or something like that. And as you can see, obviously Praetorian Guard do quite well. So as I said, good game to everybody involved. Lesson of the day, keep your elephants moving if you do decide to bring them. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this battle, and feel free to send in your replays if you'd like to see them featured on this channel. So I will see you all next time.